actually. I didn't.
Perfect.
I didn't
Oh,
go to
sweet.
the Diablo Reddit yet.
Oh, I saw it.
I didn't spoil it. Okay, so so you guys are familiar with D3. You're familiar with the console version. So for the PS4 version, which we're calling Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls the Ultimate Evil Edition because it contains both the original Diablo 3 content and also all of the awesome content from the Reaper of Souls expansion. For the PS4 version, what we've really tried to focus on is how players can share their adventures with their friends. Because we think the best way to play Diablo is with your friends, clearly. And whether you're playing together like we are here on the same couch, or if you're playing online, that's awesome. But sometimes your schedules don't always line up, right? And it's hard to find time to play together. So we've looked at how we could add some asynchronous multiplayer features to the game for the PS4 version. So the first thing we've done is we've added a mail system. It's pretty straightforward. There's a mailbox. You can go to town. You can send your friend an item. You think it might help them out. So you can kind of contribute to the way they're progressing through the world. Next time they log on, they'll see they have mail from you, and they'll be like, "Oh, cool! Someone thought of me."
So you can send any item.
Yeah, so you can send items. You can also send gold. You can send gems. So that's all permissible. And then we've taken the mail system and we've expanded it. So we've added the concept of what we're calling player gifts. So anytime a legendary item drops for you in the game, so let's say I'm playing the game, I get a legendary item. Matthew's on my friends list. There's a chance that another item will spawn, which will be a gift. It'll say gift for Matthew. And I don't know what this thing is. It just looks like a little present. And when I interact with that thing, and I pick it up, it'll go directly to Matthew's mailbox. And the next time he logs on, whichever character opens that gift, it's going to roll for that character.
Okay, so kind of like smart loot. So
exactly, it uses our targeted loot system, and it basically just is a way for me to be able to send high-value items to my friend, because that item's going to be a high-value rare or potentially legendary. So I know I'm sending something that has a really high chance of being useful to the character who's playing it. And that way I don't have to keep a running tally of like, oh, Matthew's playing a monk, and my friend Tiffany is playing a demon hunter, and they're this level, and this is their gear loadout. So whatever I send them has a good chance of being useful.
But if I want to open it with for instance, I've just created, a Crusader alt, I can open it with my Crusader instead, and I will get an item from my Crusader, and I'll be able to equip it right away. It'll be the right level. Right?
okay, very cool.
The third feature we've added for asynchronous multiplayer is what we're calling our Nemesis system. So let's say I'm adventuring through the world and something happens to kill me, which, is super rare, but, it happens.
Clearly.
There's a chance that monster will level up, become a unique monster, and he will jump out of my game, and he will jump into the game of one of my friends on my friends list who plays Diablo 3. So say the next time, Matthew's playing, he logs into the game, and we really want to create this kind of Jaws kind of moment, where you hear the music, the sound effect, you're being hunted, you're looking for this thing, and then once he sees it in the world, on the nameplate, it's going to indicate, this was Julia's killer, right? So he knows, he has a chance to avenge my death.
Oh, cool.
And once he's successful at that, then obviously he'll get some awesome loot, and then he'll also get a gift that he can send back to me. So then I'll be able to go to my mailbox and be like, "Oh, thanks, Matthew, you took care of that jerk that killed me." And
thanks, Julia, for dying again.
Yeah. And I get a little consolation prize.
Seems really cool for hardcore, because then you can actually avenge someone's
So
death.
for hardcore, right now what we're thinking is, if an Avenger, if a Nemesis kills you in hardcore, he will come back to your own game.
Ooh.
Because, it's a hardcore character, right? I
Right.
mean, you may want, it's a little bit of a different death. You may want to be able to take justice
vengeance.
into your own hands. Yeah. So we're thinking right now that he'll come into your own game. And the other thing is, if in a normal game, in a non-hardcore game, if a Nemesis jumps into my game and he kills me, and so I'm unable to kill him, he actually kills me, then he's going to go even stronger, and he's going to gain new powers, and he's going to jump into my friends list, find somebody who plays Diablo into their game. So once again, we're thinking of maybe putting a ceiling on the number of players that a monster can kill before he kind of goes, that's it, drops the mic, retires, goes to the Sunshine Coast or something.
Gets put in the Hell Hall of Fame.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I've got nothing left to prove.
I love the idea of enshrining a monster has killed 5 friends, including the whole main character.
so
That's
that
really cool.
so that we don't run into a situation where you've got a horrible monster you can never kill.
Diablo should recruit him for his armies.
Yeah, exactly. Diablo only recruits monsters that tell you what they're about to do. So one of the things we've changed in the game, it was an improvement from the first versions of Diablo 3 is we've taken some of the action combat elements, such as destroying pieces of the environment, getting massacre streaks, and which in Diablo 3 those things give you a little bit of experience, and once you've killed like X number of monsters, afterwards they say massacre, and it says
Right.
you've killed 25 monsters. What we started doing is we actually start to show you the streak as it's happening. So
Oh.
once you hit the threshold that a massacre is activated, it will show you, the running tally, and so you're able to chase it. And when we give you the experience, it's a lot of experience.
Oh, cool.
And same thing if you destroy, like for instance, if you destroy the benches.
Benches over here.
Yeah, yeah, you have lots of benches. Keep destroying benches, destroying benches. So now you have a destruction, and for destruction we actually give you a speed boost.
Oh,
So
nice.
for a few seconds you're going to be running faster.
Yeah.
And we
Picking
thought
up
it'd
the
be more.
pace of the.
Yeah, exactly. And we thought it'd be more fun to reward you for playing the game like that and to change a little bit how you play the game. Same thing, we want to tie Nephilim Glory to Massacre. So as you're heading the thresholds, you have a greater chance of spawning Nephilim Glory bonuses.
Now, I know that there's actually an item in the PC version of Diablo 3 that gives you a speed boost for wreckable objects.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that will work.
Oh, so it'll like double up?
That's a good
There's a
question.
cap. I think there's a cap on how much speed boost you're allowed to get. Eventually it'll break the game. So we put a cap on. I don't know what the exact cap is. We'd have to look into what that number is.
But all the new legendaries that have been introduced in Rebirth Souls will be, in the Ultimate Evil Edition. It has Loot 2.0, of course. It has Act 5. It has the Crusader, Adventure Mode, Nephilim Rift, bounties, all that cool stuff that we've added to Diablo 3 is obviously in the Ultimate Evil Edition.
And is that going to continue forward like with patch 2.1?
One of the awesome things about developing on console and coming out a little bit later than PC is that we're able to benefit from a lot of the patch content that goes into the PC by the time that we launch. So, for example, right now this version of the game is patched up to 204. So, we'll have to see where we get for our release, like how much is included at launch. But we did two patch. I mean, when we released the original D3 for PS3 and 360, we had up to 108. And then we patched a couple times after release. We intend to keep supporting our community, as much as possible, and when it makes sense for the console version of the game. So we'll just have to see where we are when we release this, and how much live content goes into the product.
All right.
We might be able to get a massacre in here. One other thing, I don't know if you've noticed, but as we're picking up loot, you'll see it gets P1, P2. So I'm P2. I'm going to pick this up. It's actually going to go
Into my
straight over to
inventory.
you. Yep.
Okay.
Actually, that was a poor example. I'm not sure why. I guess witch doctors use bows, so you can use a bow. So what we're doing is we're using our targeted loot system, our existing targeted loot system, and we already have loot kind of flagged for players on the back end. So something drops, it's got a lot of strength on it. If you're a crusader in the party, or a bow drops with dexterity, that's probably for your demon hunter. So since we already have that tagged on the back end, and we got some feedback in same screen co-op that sometimes
Spend a lot of time
you spend
managing
a lot of time.
inventory.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all you're all friends, and so even if someone picks up all the loot, you can sort it out. But it's kind of just a little speed bump, in the action. So we just sort it directly to the player that it's intended for, and then you can access it directly from your fast equip.
Right.
It just kind of keeps you out of the menus and in the action of the game. So.
Yeah, I'd often just like when we killed like a boss, a lot of things would drop and everyone would just, okay, stop. Okay, who needs this? Who needs that?
Exactly.
That's the nice way of doing it. The other way of doing it is the barbarian who's at the kill picks everything up and then goes, all right, who wants this? Which is okay if you have a nice class composition. But if it's everybody's playing Demon Hunter, for instance, it's like, well, whose bow is this? Clearly, is it yours or mine? So we had to, we wanted to help with that friction.
Yep. So one other thing that we've added to the PS4 version is what we're calling apprentice mode. So I think we've all had the situation where we started characters with our friends, and we've made a pact. We're only gonna play together. We're never gonna play separately. And life happens, and somebody can't play, and someone else keeps playing, and suddenly you've got a level disparity, and then it's kind of awkward trying to sync up again. So with apprentice mode, we take when you have a lower level character and a higher level character playing together, the lower level character gets buffed for the duration of that play session.
Oh, really cool.
So I mean, they're still the same level, they have the same skill loadout, but we give them some extra. Basically, we boost their stats, so they get extra damage, extra toughness, so they can survive and contribute meaningfully to the game. The loot that drops is appropriate to the levels of the character, so you're not going to be getting loot that's too high or too low. And the experience is also appropriate to the level of the character.
Okay.
We do give the lower level character a bit of a boost to help them catch up, but it shouldn't be a crazy power leveling situation.
So does this activate at all levels, or is it like if I'm level 59 and you're level 60?
We're experimenting with that. I think the latest numbers we were at least 3, but it might be a 5 level difference as well. Because we don't want you wouldn't want to get into a situation where we're both level 60, you hit level 61 and it boosts me, which is just kind of weird.
Right.
So we have to make sure about that, and it's 60 to 57 you can play together.
Right.
60, 37.
Not so
If we're not going to help you out, it's going to be a little bit more difficult.
Okay. So I know the PS4 has the trackpad capability.
Yep.
So how are you guys
Very,
approaching that?
very light. If you swipe to the left on it, it will bring up your objectives on the screen. So, because we hide them, so we don't want them there all the time. If you click on the left side, it opens up your inventory. If you click on the right side, it opens up your skills UI. You can use your fingers to navigate the ring in both those UIs, or the thumbstick if you're more comfortable with those. But we really wanted to keep your fingers on the face buttons and the thumbstick in the middle of the action when you need to take a potion.
Gotcha.
Light bars are kind of cool in the PS4 controllers. We actually match them to your player color, so you got.
That's cool.
You got 4 witch doctors. You'll know which one you are.
That's very helpful. So I know you kind of announced that there's going to be support for transferring characters from the PS3 to the PS4. Is that still?
Yeah, no,
planned?
it is. Yeah, we will be letting you take your PS3 characters over to PS4 with all your items, the unlocks, your artisans, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, you'll have to export your character from your PS3 when you log onto your PS4, pull it back down.
So it'll only transfer characters, not like artisans or.
No,
Your progress.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Your save data.
And so can we have a tentative release date? Are you still aiming for 2014?
Sure. 2014.
Okay, that's still good.
Yeah.
Same year as Reaper of Souls. Yeah, let's Crusader it up. Actually, ask some Crusader questions then.
All right, cool. All right, and I'll play a wizard this time.
I'm gonna have you change one skill for your Crusader.
All right.
Oh yeah. All right.
So click on the right side. Okay. So you see the horse in the upper right hand corner?
Sure.
Okay. Select the horse again. But you're gonna go and get the last rune. You're gonna draw in quarter.
Draw in quarter.
So,
okay.
so the way that works is you want to use it when you have enemies near you, and then I'll let you figure it out.
Okay. Well,
I think we all think that's the most fun on runes.
gonna have some fun here.
Yeah.
So Crusader is exclusive to the Ultimate Edition, right?
It's exclusive to Reaper of Souls.
Right.
So
to Reaper of Souls.
For console, it will be exclusive to the Ultimate Evil edition.
Is there any plans of maybe doing an expansion for the 360 and the PS3?
So right now, we don't have any other platform announcements right now, so we're just focusing on PS4.
Okay.
But we are letting PS3 players, giving them the ability to be able to upload their characters.
Right. But no cross play, right? I'm not even sure that's possible.
No.
Okay. There's no cross-platform play. They're totally separate ecosystems.
Okay. Cool. So going further, I know the PC version gets quite a number of updates, like with just like small skill balances and all that. I know the console benefits from being like a little bit later, so you guys don't have to like constantly adjust every single week. But are you expecting to do like a little more development?
Well, I mean, we will grab several of the patches that the PC has done, as you were saying, as you correctly pointed out, because we have a delayed development. So, right now we're up to the 4 patches, I think, on PC, little tweaks and balances, updates. So we will have those at launch, and then the PS3 version had a few patches that we did. What was it, 2, 3? Something.
We did 2 patches
where
for
we
PS3 and
same
PS2.
thing, little bug fixes, updates, and so when appropriate, it's always something that.
Yeah, I expect that what we will do is we'll look at whatever's happening with the PC and see if it makes sense for the console platform, and then figure out how and when we could bring that over. We expect to continue to support our community. Is probably the best way to put that.
But probably a little bit on the lighter side because a lot of people are probably playing offline. They don't want to pop on for patches or anything.
I think it depends on what the feature set is, what the content is. We'll just have to make that evaluation as we get to it.
Okay. So one thing that a lot of people are curious, I know you guys want to encourage like playing with other people with some of the earlier features that we talked about.
Yep.
How about clans and communities as like a way to see, oh, my friend just got a cool legendary.
Yeah, so we won't be supporting clans and communities. That's one of the few, maybe the only, I think, feature that is not coming to PS4 from the original PC version of Reapers. In many ways, you have on PlayStation 4, you have your friends list. See, well worth it, right? Yeah. He used his steed to drag enemies around on the screen,
that was awesome.
which I got exactly the reaction I thought it would. In many ways, on PS4, your friends list is your clan, right? It has integrated voice chat. You can see who's playing. You can invite them into your game. Usually, they'll be getting your player gifts. They'll be getting your nemesis, all that cool stuff. So, thankfully, we have already that infrastructure in place, and we feel that it works really, really good.
So I'm not super familiar with the PS4. There's like no way to do like notifications to your friends that like, oh, you just identified a legendary or something like that.
I'm actually not sure what all of the built-in capabilities are of it. We'd have to get back to you on that.
And then the share button, that's new for the PS4, right?
Yeah, and that's handled entirely by the PS4 itself. We don't need to do anything for it at any time. Players will be able to use the share button to share what they're doing with others.
Okay. So it shares like a screenshot of your screen?
Screenshots
or
or
video.
videos.
Okay.
And it'll go to your Facebook page if you have it linked in, so it'll just automatically post for you.
Is there a streaming capability? Like, I know a lot of people like to stream Diablo 3 on the PC, chat around, and I think PS4 has some of that.
So the share button, it'll just take a static screenshot or the last, I can't remember the exact number of seconds of video from your gameplay and put that up. The share button does not directly support streaming.
Okay. So, did you guys face any particular challenges with the new skills that were introduced in Reaper of Souls?
Not really. We had, we in the first version of Diablo 3 on console, certain of the skills which were a little bit more targeted, and we had to adapt that. But by the time, the Ultimate Evil Edition started, we knew how to handle those skills, and we didn't really create anything that broke the mold that we had created, and so it just seamlessly slotted in with how we were already doing things.
Okay. So with the... Oh, that's my phone.
That's okay.
With
My knee. Sorry.
So since PS3 and PS4 allow for offline play, like there are a lot of people there that have exploited it by like I don't know how, but they've gotten like 100 million DPS weapons or something like that. Is there anything that you guys are doing to maybe like try to combat that?
Well, we're always looking for ways that we can, prevent or discourage that. But one of the things that we definitely want to preserve is that, for console players, we want to make sure that, players will be able to take their saves with them. If they want to go over to their friend's house or, have that experience. And so we're definitely prioritizing, maintaining that kind of quality of play for the majority of our user base. And we think that, the most fun way to play Diablo is to find items in the world and find those awesome upgrades on your own. So we just want to continue to encourage players to be experiencing the game that way.
Yeah, the most important part is that the players who are going to share their adventures, who are going to play together, we do as much as we can to make that experience fun, easy, simple, so they can just drop in and drop out very quickly without it being too onerous.
All right. We have all these speed boosts for now with destroying the things, destroying objects,
Yep.
killing monsters. Sometimes, like when I played on the show floor, I feel like we were on the opposite sides of the screen a lot, and I don't know. I don't know. It was slightly uncomfortable because you don't have your screen centered on your character.
Yeah, I mean that was that's always sort of been something that we're juggling because your characters could kind of go into separate directions. We do pull the screen back up to a maximum. We want to keep you on screen as much as possible, like big on screen as much as possible. So we will pull the
That's
camera
cool.
back.
That's awesome.
But
But there's a limit on that. So at some point, you guys are going to be bound on screen, and you're going to have to coordinate with each other. And that's as Matthew called it, is couch justice, right? So
Yeah.
I'm just going to elbow you and be like, dude, we're going this way. What are you doing running the other way? This
why are
way?
you over there when all the monsters are here beating on me?
Yeah.
Help me!
Now, here's a cool thing. Actually, I saw this a while back. Can't take credit for this, but someone did a sort of like a tour guide experiment where they'd have someone else log in, or just they'd take a second controller, have a player 2 start, and then they drag the other person through
Yes.
zones.
Yep, you can
I
do
thought that
that.
was really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, we definitely we did that on purpose because we wanted to make sure, like, sometimes you gotta put down your controller and go to the
Answer
restroom,
the
answer your
door,
phone, answer
get-
the door,
get the pizza.
whatever, and we don't want to stop everyone else's play. So particularly like three players, one's taking a little break. It's okay to drag them around for a little while.
Like that.
It's better than
Such
having you
good
be
timing.
better than being locked onto one screen while you wait for that person to get back. I mean, the other thing we also do support is obviously drop in, drop out, so you can really easily, if you do need to take a break for a few minutes, you can just drop out of the game really quickly and come right back in.
Gotcha. So how do you open the map actually? Because
Oh,
I've been
push down on the D-pad.
push down the D-pad. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Because I was wondering that on the show floor.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it
And
out.
and in adventure mode, you can use the shoulder buttons to navigate through the different maps so that you have.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
so you can go to
that
the
was
world map and
something I wanted to ask about adventure mode. So you got the
Yeah, and
all
you,
different
and
bounties.
you can use the triggers to show the bounties and to show the boss names, so you know exactly which waypoints you want to go to before you go there.
Are you guys still doing the changing double blood shards
We are
every
still
single day?
yeah, we still have bounties in Act 1, double bloodshot reward. Bounties in Act 2, no double bloodshot reward. Which one has the little chest? Yeah, we're still supporting them.
Okay, cool. Had a question. Don't remember what it was though.
Up to you. Let's kill some stuff.
Yeah, let's kill some stuff. But um, so what class actually do you guys play generally on the console?
So
She looks at me as I take a drink
Yeah.
of my tea. I will answer then.
I love ranged classes. So my primary is a demon hunter. I also have a wizard, and then I actually just recently started a barbarian with my daughter, who's playing a witch doctor, and my husband plays a monk. So actually, we have full representation in our household right now.
Nice.
Although not even planned that way, and it just worked out that way.
I've always loved the female wizard, very specifically the female wizard because
As a bug.
I really
Yeah.
like the I really like the voice actress. So I always like playing her. I'm a huge monk fan, and I like the look of the crusader. So I love playing him because I really like how his armors are. I also play female barb because she needs some love. She kicks ass and.
Apparently, she leaps faster than the male barbarian.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
There's a video where
I will look at the contact frames. I'll let you know. You can fix that.
someone was trying it with the triple leap boots.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and so like the female barbarian finished like half a cycle faster.
Interesting.
So I know one of the issues is inventory management, and especially like when you just have to pause, figure out what you want to equip. I know you guys have like a quick equip that you can just hit like up and down.
Yeah, you press up on the D-pad and it opens up your quick equip list, and you can just cycle up and down.
Now, have you guys considered like maybe splitting the screen, allowing two people to switch skills at the same time, or?
Yeah, I mean the issue there is that there's so much information that needs to be provided,
Oh,
and trying to cram that into two, or then even if you get up to four players in the same screen,
Oh, right.
for four players, it's there's not a lot of screen real estate left over at the end of the day. One thing that we have done to try to kind of improve that this time around, particularly for co-op loot, is or for co-op play, is the co-op loot. I think we talked about that last time,
Right.
where we at least automatically sort
Player
the loot
one,
to your
player two.
inventory, so that you're spending less time kind of figuring out which loot was intended for which player. So yeah, we want to make it as streamlined as possible, but we still need to provide all the information that players need to be able to make good decisions about what they want to be equipping.
Yeah, some people want to spend like half an hour in their inventory.
Yeah.
Some people just like, I'll sell everything.
Yeah,
else.
especially now that we've added, your stat ranges that you can see, so you can
Right.
see exactly
Yeah.
how well or not your item rolled and all that sort of stuff. So
Yeah, we also, we've added junk to the quick equip menu, so that that's another way that you can sort of manage your inventory without needing to go into it. And then the next time you go back to town, it's a lot faster for you to sell rather than having to go through everything all at once.
Right. And so, do you guys mostly do console, or do you sometimes flip over to PC?
So we are primarily focused on the console product. Matthew also does help out the PC team. The console group's kind of like we're all one big team. We're all one big Diablo team. We do have people that, oh, this is going to be awesome. All right, we're going to get a major massacre streak here. We, we do have people who are specifically focused on the console product. People who are actually brought into the company specifically to work on the console product.
glory.
And I'm trying to talk and play, dude.
But
not easy.
you should think of us as a strike team
Yeah.
inside the PC team, really. So, we all communicate together. We are constantly showing each other different things and then talking about them. Some of us, their work is exclusively on the console side. Other people, as you said, for instance, I also help out on PC. There are different things that I've done for PC. Part of it is some of the stuff I've done on console has been brought back over to PC. So that has led to more work on the PC side. So, for instance, we changed 116 new record for PAX by 2. Woo! Previous record was 114.
114 by 2, yeah.
Well done.
Can you maybe encourage the PC devs to bring over the mailbox system? Because so you know how there's bind on account now.
Yeah.
A lot of people like want to trade with their friends or at least do something. So it'd be really cool
Yeah.
if like once like every 10 legendaries you'd get an item that you could send to a friend. You don't even know what item it is, but it'd be.
I mean, the on the PC side, and this goes both ways, and you and I have talked about this on when we were doing Diablo 3, the first version on console. We do things on the console side, and sometimes we're talking about it with the PC guys, or sometimes they just come over and they have a look, and they're like, oh, okay, this could totally work on PC. We should really put this in. This is a great idea.
That's how smart loot happens.
So yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah.
That's how we got 2.0, Loot 2.0 after Loot 1.5. That's how Nephilim Glory happened. A lot of the changes we made to the boss fights on console went back onto PC.
Yeah, I
So
noticed that.
this is always something that can happen. It's not so much a question of convincing them. It's more a question of it making sense for PC for the various limitations that PC has. The game is not the same because of the platform. But
Yeah, I mean, like an obvious example is, we're running off of PlayStation Network and also, working with Demonware for some of our systems, whereas, the PC is running off of Battle.net.
Right.
So, we need to see what makes sense for those two different environments.
Gotcha.
But I mean, if you haven't spoken to the PC guys, it's hard. It's hard to believe sometimes how passionate they are to defend the game and all the decisions they make. It's really like, how can we make this an awesome game, and how can we make sure that we don't somehow break this game? We really want it to be great for the players. So, I trust them.
Okay. And just final question. Paragon 2.0 is in.
Paragon 2.0 isn't.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So I just.
To count wide, you can keep gaining levels. Every time you level after 70, you'll get a point in the category that you can spend it in.
Cool.
Yeah, exactly the same as on PC.
All right. Cool. Well, thank you very much.
Cool, no
Well, it was a
problem.
pleasure.
It was really fun playing with you.
Yeah.
We're glad we were able to squeeze you back in for a little.